Welcome back to the deep dive. Have you ever been in a situation where you needed to express something just right in Japanese? Maybe comparing two things or stating plans or that whole gift-giving dance?
Right, those moments where you need precision.
Exactly. It feels pretty crucial sometimes. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into some Japanese grammar that should really improve that.
That's the plan. Our mission today is to give you those essential tools, comparing intentions, describing changes, navigating social stuff, all with natural Japanese expressions.
So moving beyond just memorizing phrases.
Yeah, we want to unpack the why and how, make it feel more intuitive, more natural when you speak.
Okay, let's get into it. We're starting with comparisons, right? Because how Japanese handles this is quite different.
It really is. It tells you a lot about how the language structure is thought.
All right, so comparing two specific things. The main pattern you see is noun A plus noun B plus noun B plus R plus adjective noun.
Yep, that's the core structure.
It seems a bit long at first, maybe, but it translates pretty directly, like, as for noun A, it's more adjective than noun B.
Exactly. It highlights one thing over the other.
And that RO part. You mentioned something interesting about the kanji.
Right, R-U. It actually means direction, so it's not just a random particle.
Direction, so like...
It implies the side of or the direction of. So when you say Nagano ga Fukuoka yori samui desu.
Nagano is colder than Fukuoka.
Yeah, but it's like saying the Nagano side is colder than Fukuoka. It's subtly pointing towards Nagano, emphasizing it.
I see. It's like choosing a side in the comparison.
Kind of, yeah. It feels a bit more relational, less absolute than just saying is colder. It shows a leaning.
Okay, that's a cool nuance. And you mentioned flexibility. The order can change.
That's the really neat part. You'd think noun A has to come first because it's the more one.
Right.
But the particles, and R, they do the work. Marks the lesser thing, marks the greater or emphasized one.
So no matter where they are in the sentence, the meaning stays the same.
Exactly. Those particles define the relationship. Take the Nagano example again.
Nagano is colder than Fukuoka. A classic example, apparently.
It really is colder there. But you could absolutely say Sagano is dear. Fukuoka yori Nagano no ga samui desu.
And it means the same thing.
Identical meaning. Fukuoka still points to Fukuoka as less cold, still points to Nagano as more cold. The particles lock it in.
Okay, that's useful. What about opinions, like ramen?
Perfect example. Preferences. Miso ramen is more delicious than shoyu ramen.
How would you say that?
Miso ramen no ho ga shutyo yoishi.
Simple enough?
And you could add to omimasu, I think, to soften it, make it more conversational, especially for opinions.
Right, good point. And in conversation, people drop parts of this, don't they?
Oh, definitely. If the context is clear, say someone asks you, Yo, miso to shuchu to dochi no chikasuki.
Which do you like more, miso or soy sauce?
You could just answer the miso ramen no miju choku chikane.
Just leaving out the soy part.
Exactly. It's obvious what you're comparing it to. And that kana at the end, it's great for sounding natural.
What does that add?
It's like, I guess, or I wonder. Little softness or uncertainty makes it less like a strong declaration, more like a personal thought.
Nice. And sometimes even A gets dropped.
Yeah, especially if tone is there.
Yeah.
Because the thing after you is already marked as the lesser one.
So you could say something like
Pon. Miso to shuchu yori tonkotsu ramen ga tu.
meaning.
More than miso and soy sauce, pork bone ramen is good. It implies you like tonkotsu more without needing the eek. Very common when you have a strong preference.
Gotcha. And your ramen shop point, they often specialize, right? Tonkotsu has a strong smell.
It really does. So yeah, finding a place that does amazing tonkotsu and amazing miso from scratch is less common. The broth bases are quite different.
Okay, so how do we ask the question comparing two things?
The structure is noun A plus noun B plus a plus adjective plus ger.
And an es versus R is about politeness.
Exactly. R is more formal, polite, is casual for friends. And remember, these are strictly for two items only.
Only two. Got it. So like manga to anime to doki no shou ga omoshiroi.
Which is more interesting, manga or anime? Perfect casual question.
And omoshiroi. That can mean interesting or funny.
Context is everything. If you're talking about comedy series, it definitely means funnier. If it's about plot, maybe more interesting, it's flexible. #BB. Comparing 3 or more items.
Okay, so that's 2 items covered. What if it's 3 or more? Like picking the best.
That's where the superlative comes in. The most, the best, the worst. The structure uses ikiban.
How does the question work?
It's usually group plus question word plus ohri no hokur plus adjective noun plus group.
Group rows among the group.
Right, like the butsu no naka de among animals or anime no naka de among anime. It defines the scope.
And the answer is usually just noun plus was plus adjective.
Pretty much, yeah. Noun plus adjective noun plus work to simple statement.
So an example with animals.
You could say neko tu inu. Tu usagi no naka de usagi ga ichiban mimi ga shiki.
Among cats, dogs, and rabbits, rabbits have the biggest ears. Makes sense.
Or back to anime, if you feel strongly. Anime no naka de saiki kusuo no sainan ga ichiban omoshiroi.
Among anime, the disastrous life of Psyche K is the funniest. And here is definitely funniest.
I'd say so, yeah. Often implies that kind of peak subjective experience, especially with something like Dordi.
Now the question words. You mentioned inani and ordor. What's the difference there? This confuses people, right?
It does. Use he for a general category. Like Akshay Chon. What's the funniest anime? You're asking for any anime.
Okay.
And Ordor is for choosing from a specific list of 3 or more items. Remember, Iroh is for 2, is for 3 plus.
Ah, okay. So if I have specific choices.
Exactly. Like ice cream flavors. You have drunk the Rizaro, Vanilla to Choco to Ichigo Naga de Dore.
Among vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry, which do you like most?
Perfect. And notice, in conversation, people often drop the core in the question.
Really? So yeah, which do you like? But the context of choosing from 3 or more implies most. It still carries that superlative feeling.
And answering is simple. Just state the favorite. Usually, yeah. Ramen no naka de tonkotsu ga ichiban suki da.
Pork bone is my favorite ramen.
Or even just no. Right. Direct and natural.
Okay, these comparison tools seem really foundational. Being able to express preferences like that is huge.
Absolutely. They let you be specific and nuanced. Now, related to being efficient, let's talk about avoiding repetition. Japanese has a neat way to do this. #check2. Avoiding repetition. Noun plus.
Oh, yes. The particle. It does so much. Here it's like a pronoun.
Exactly. It replaces a noun you just mentioned, so you don't have to keep saying it like one or ones in English. Makes things smoother.
So after an adjective.
Yep. Instead of crayon, red crayon, you can just say seon, akai no.
A red one. Like if you're sorting crayons.
They're a perfect example.
Or
Chitsukino, the big one. Atarashi no, the new one. It just stands in for the noun.
And it works with possessives too.
Definitely.
That is Andy's crayon. This is Yuki's. Without saying crayon again.
Right. You could use it for schools, houses, anything. Hanako no. Hanako's one school is.
And it's just efficient. Makes the conversation flow better.
It really does. It helps avoid that clunky feeling you get from repeating nouns too much. English speakers sometimes overuse explicit pronouns like it or them when at, or even just omitting the noun is more natural in Japanese.
Right. Like if someone offers cake, just new hoshi, I want it, might be enough.
Often, yeah. Or maybe oshi. No. If you want to be clear, you want one of those cakes. It's much smoother than trying to force a direct translation of I want it.
Okay, cool. So from efficient descriptions to future plans, intentions.
Yep. How to say what you intend to do using has. This one has an interesting cultural feel to it too. #tag3, expressing intention, verb, short form plus hair.
Right, sumorida. You attach it to the short form of the verb.
Present tense or negative short form, yeah. And it means you intend to do something or plan to.
But it's more common than saying I intend to in English, right?
Much more common. And the nuance is interesting. Arzur conveys a plan, a degree of commitment, but maybe.
Yeah.
Not absolute certainty.
Like there's a slight possibility of change.
Exactly. It feels a bit less rigid than just saying, I will do X, which can sound like a simple statement of fact. Using aru expresses your current plan or resolve.
So for a positive intention, verb short form plus mora,
Yep. Yamaru tsumori da.
I intend to quit.
Or juji ni taberu tsumori da.
I intend to eat at 10. It's your plan.
Right. And for negative intention, use the negative short form.
Like, 알지? 시골에 ni ikanai tsumori da.
I intend not to stop. Shows determination. Or using the polite form there with chai.
Correct. You just make it polite with Hugh. What about past intentions? Like, I was going to.
Ah, yeah, you just conjugate the as part to arshi deshita.
So, YouTube. Shigoto o suru tsumori deshita ga YouTube ni hikikomareta.
I intended to do work, but I got sucked into YouTube. Perfect example. And using the past tense, arse or been, often implies...
That you didn't actually do it.
Exactly. It often implies the intention wasn't fulfilled. I was going to, but... And that phrase, hikikomareta.
From kamu.
Yeah, it means like to go into, completely get pulled into. Really captures getting lost in something. Great for expressing failed plans.
Makes sense. And politeness. Just arshuaris, or is there something more formal?
You can use arshi tsumori de gozaimasu for very formal situations, but honestly, it's pretty rare in everyday talk. Is usually perfectly fine.
Okay. Let's try a quick dialogue, maybe about travel plans.
Sure. Someone asks.
天数どこさどのぐらいここにいますか How long will you be here?
And the response could be, Rishukan imasu. Sono ayeda nihon no kita no ho o yoku suru tsumori desu. I'll be here 2 weeks. During that time, I plan on traveling in the northern part of Japan. Using plan on feels like a good translation for hair here. It does. It shows the intention. Or another one. Konya yushoku tsuguru tsumori desu ka? Are you planning to make dinner tonight? Hai tsukuru tsumori desu. Demo moshi osoku nattara gaishoku suru kamoshiremasen. Yes, I plan to. But if it gets late, I might eat out. See how haku and shomasen might fits well? Yeah, it reinforces that flexibility in the plan. Intention, but not set in stone. Precisely. Okay, so we have intentions covered. Next up is becoming. Describing change. Right. Using the verb naru. This is super important for talking about transformation or shifts in state. Hashtag tagged idzweet iu. Becoming. Adjective noun plus re. Naru. To become. You attach it to adjectives and nouns to show something changed. Exactly. It marks that transition. The rules depend on the type of word. For adjectives, drop the final and add aru kunaru. So, anshi, fun, becomes tanoshikunata. It became fun. The aru is just the past tense of aru. Okay. Or isogashiku naru kara ikanai. I'll become busy so I won't go. Describing a future change. Think of others like yasukunaru become cheap, samukunaru become cold. Right. And for adjectives, simpler. Just add plus ari minaru, like kire, which means beautiful or clean. So Jerry Kiri Nenda is it became beautiful or it became clean. Context tells you which. Or jubu ni naru become strong, durable. Beni ni naru become convenient. Exactly. And for nouns.
Also add plus money. Like nihonji ni naranai.
You will not become Japanese. Simple negation.
Or something positive.
Yeah.
Kintore gan ganbatta kara chikaramochi ni natta.
Let's break that down. Kintor, strength training.
Yep, short for Dzer. And chikaramochi is a strong person.
So I worked hard lifting weights, so I became strong. Shows a clear transformation using a noun.
Right. Now, here's a slightly more advanced twist. You can use wis with the want to do form.
Oh, how does that work? The form acts like an adjective, right?
Exactly. So you apply the adjective rule, drop the form from ana, and add a.
Wayana. So nomitai, want to drink, becomes.
No pitakunetsa. Literally became wanting to drink.
But we'd say, now I want to drink, or I suddenly feel like a drink.
Precisely. It expresses that sudden onset of desire. Same with ikitai, becoming eda ar ikitakunata.
Now I want to go. Maybe you saw an interesting flyer or something.
Yeah, spontaneous feeling. Very common usage.
Let's try another dialogue. Maybe friends noticing the time.
Okay.
Ah, is it this late already? It got dark, didn't it? Using forhampein kurakunata for became dark.
You're right. Plus, after that ramen, don't you get sleepy? Using the negative form, Nemoku narimasen ja, don't you become sleepy?
Asking about a lack of change. Asking about a lack of change?
私は全然眠くなりませんだ。もしは元気になりました。
I don't get sleepy at all. Actually, I got energized using zenzen with the negative, and then Genki ni narimashita became energetic.
Nice contrast there. Okay, understanding becoming is super useful for describing changes. What's next? The somewhere, nowhere type phrases. These can be tricky.
They really can, because the particles and positive negative verbs change the meaning so much. Hashtag V. Somewhere, nowhere. Anyone, no one. Something, nothing.
Yeah, I remember finding these confusing. It's best to just memorize them as chunks, right?
That's often the most practical way, honestly. Trying to logic it out word by word can lead you astray.
So for the some versions, like something, someone, somewhere.
You add ka to the question word. Nani, what becomes nanika? Nanika, something.
Like nanika hoshi.
I want something. Yep. Or an ikam, mondai ga aru. There's some kind of problem.
And there who plus is erika, someone.
Right. Haya, matamaga pensela, typically in the book of Taylor. Kesa dareka ni amashita ka? Did you meet someone this morning? Or dareka tasukete? Someone help.
And eke, where plus eke is somewhere.
Exactly. Reinan doko ka ni iku tsumori desu ka?
Planning to go somewhere next year. It's vague, unspecified.
Okay, so plus for the some versions, what about the negatives? Nothing, no one, nowhere.
For those, you add morako to the question word, and this is crucial. It must be followed by a negative verb.
Always a negative verb, got it.
So nani plus negative is nanimo, nothing. Like, chu wa nani mo kai ni ikimasen.
I didn't go buy anything today.
Right. And nani plus negative is eliamo, no one. I made there ni mo ate imasen.
No, I haven't met anyone yet. Notice the particle before there.
Good catch. Yes, particles often go before the wet. Like with doko plus mano plus negative, it's often aringon, no gro, nowhere.
Example.
Seikin doko ni mo nomi ni ite imasen. I have not gone anywhere to drink recently.
Okay, so the particles are important. And you mentioned fixed expressions, like nandemo.
Yes. His can mean anything or everything. Context is key.
How so?
If someone asks, what's wrong? And you snap back, nandamonai, it's like, it's nothing. Never mind. Can be quite blunt.
Okay.
But if someone says, anandemo kite kudasai, it means, please ask me anything. Totally different feeling.
Right. And there demo means anyone.
Anyone is fine. Or everyone. Deru demo I desu. Anyone's fine. I don't mind who.
And dokademo is anywhere is fine.
Yep. Anywhere is fine. I'm not picky. So the key difference to remember.
Okay.
Interrogative plus is some X. Interrogative plus negative verb is no X. And interrogative plus X is any X is fine, usually affirmative.
That helps clarify it. Question word plus some. Question word plus negative none. Question word plus any.
That's a good way to map it mentally.
All right. Here, let's move on to describing how you do things. The means or method using road, right? Hashtag 6. Utilization means noun plus R.
Exactly. The particle D in this lesson indicates the means, method, or instrument. Think by means of with, using. Super useful.
Especially for transport. Noun plus server.
Simple as that. Shieni baso de iku.
Go by bicycle.
Or in that dialogue, choosing transport.
Masu de iku. Shall we go by bus?
And you can often drop the verb, right? If someone asks how you got here, just yani bensha de.
Yep. Implies by train. You can also state time taken.
Uchi kara gakume densha de 20 pon kakarimasu.
Takes 20 minutes by train from home to school. Clear use of us for means.
And it works for tools, too. Meaning shifts slightly to with or using.
Like yanjobita daru.
Eat with chopsticks. Using by chopsticks sounds weird in English, so with works better here.
Or your computer example. パソコンでホテルの予約をしました.
I made a hotel reservation using my computer. You could say utsukat, but is shorter, more natural.
Okay. And payment.
So covers transport, tools, payment methods, even languages. Nihongo de hanasu?
Speak in Japanese. Absolutely. It's a real workhorse particle for specifying how.
All right, finally, the big one. Giving and receiving verbs. Kira, yaka, this really gets into perspective and social dynamics.
It absolutely does. This is a cornerstone of Japanese interaction. Hashtag 7. Giving and receiving verbs.
Arshile sure.
Okay, so unlike English, just having give and receive, Japanese splits give based on perspective.
Right. And these verbs, ia in dots, karyu, astor he, they carry implications. Gratitude, obligation, and generally, they're for things the receiver wants. That's important.
Got it. So carry a dorch first.
This is to give from the giver's perspective. The pattern is giver plus receiver plus object plus. When do you use it? When you are the giver or someone in your in-group gives to an out-group person, it can subtly suggest the giver deserves thanks.
Example.
Watashi ga Jenny ni gum wo ajuru. I give gum to Jenny. My action of giving outwards.
Okay. Then ashru, also to give.
Also to give, but from the receiver's perspective, when the receiver is you or your in-group.
So the giving is directed towards you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pattern, giver plus receiver plus object plus object plus subject is the giver, but the focus is on the action benefiting you or your group. It emphasizes the giver's kindness.
So Jenny ga watashi ni gamu wo kureru.
Jenny gives gum to me. It highlights her kindness towards me.
And the third one, air morale.
That's to receive, always from the receiver's perspective. Pattern. Receiver plus giver plus object plus enter.
Subject is the receiver.
Always. Focuses on the act of getting something. Can imply I owe them. So, Watashi's got Jenny gum or.
I get gum from Jenny. Focuses on my receiving it.
Right. And that particle for the giver, usually for a person, but is often used for institutions like kaisha kara okane o moro, get money from the company.
For direct person-to-person for a source. Makes sense. Hashtag B, the uchi in-group and soto out-group dynamic. Now, this uchi soto thing, in-group, out-group, it's crucial here and it's fluid, not fixed.
Totally fluid. Depends on the situation. Who's in and who's out changes.
Okay, so how does it apply? If my brother uchi gives to my friend, soto.
You use taking your brother's side, the giver's side. Is equals to sabato. Uchuto ga tomodachi ni presento ajeru. My brother gives a present to my friend.
Okay. And if my friend, soto, gives to my brother uchi.
Then you use arche, taking the receiver's side, your brother's. Tomodachi ga uchuto ni presento okoreru. My friend gives a present to my brother, highlighting the friend's kindness towards your family.
And if my brother uchi receives from my friend, soto.
Then use hues, focusing on your brother gaining something. Uchi gerojer, uchi goru. My brother gets a present from my friend.
Okay, that covers the main interactions. Uchi give to Soto, aju. Soto give to Uchi guru. Uchi receives from Soto mora. Hashtag chap C, the complete outsider perspective.
Right. But what if you're just watching? Neither person is really in your uchi, like a teacher giving donuts to students.
Ah, okay. What then? You can't use och, right? Because that implies it's coming towards your group.
Exactly. Ochi's out if you're neutral. You have to choose between a and esh, depending on whose perspective you want to emphasize.
So to emphasize the teacher giving,
Use me. Sensei ga seito tachi ni ichunutsu o ajeru. The teacher gives donuts to the students. Focuses on the teacher's action, maybe their kindness. This is often the default.
And to emphasize the students getting them.
Use I lafte kanayar. Seito tachi ga sensei ni donutsu o morao. The students get donuts from the teacher. Focuses on their receiving act. Maybe you feel sorry for the hungry students.
But never from a neutral outside view. That's a key takeaway.
Absolutely crucial distinction. Hashtag D. Applying to actions. Ayra, ayar. Ayana, ayar. Okay, now applying this to actions, not just objects. Using the I form.
Yes. Ours doing favors for someone, Same perspective rules apply.
So ours is when I do a favor for someone else.
Or your in-group does. Watashi ga tomodachi ni nihongo o hishiete ero. I will teach my friend Japanese.
But you mentioned this one can sound condescending.
It can, especially if you say it directly to the person receiving the favor. It sounds like, I'm doing you this big favor. Safer to use when talking about the action to a third party. Or for very minor things, or parent to child. Use with care.
Good warning. What about zeal?
That's when someone does a favor for you, or you're in group. It's humble, appreciative. Tomodachi ga watashi ni nihongo o shiete kureru.
My friend will teach me Japanese. Shows gratitude for their kindness towards you.
Exactly. Very positive.
And that's when you receive a favor. Focus is on you gaining something. Watashi wa tomodachi ni nihongo wo oshiete morao. I will get Japanese lessons from my friend.
And this one can imply you asked for it, or feel indebted.
Yes, often carries that nuance of, I owe them, or it was requested. Focuses on your benefit from their action.
And same outsider rule applies. Observing a favor between two other people, you'd use inor or sia to show perspective, but not you. Precisely. O wait sielestre emphasizes teacher teaching versus is o geisale, emphasizes student receiving lesson.
Okay, but what if it's not really a favor? Just a neutral exchange? Or something unwanted? These verbs assume happiness, right?
They do. They assume the receiver is generally pleased. If it's neutral, transactional, or unwanted, you need different verbs. Big pitfall for learners otherwise.
So for neutral stuff, like the teacher handing out schedules.
Use doretetsu for to hand out give and eotogatoro for to receive.
Example.
Sensei wa seito ni yote huchu wo dashita. The teacher gave the schedule to the students. Simple transfer.
Okay. And for unwanted things, like someone forcing garbage on you.
You'd use something like oshitsukuru, to push, forcefully give.
Wanetashi toi wa gomi shota ni gomisat. That person pushed their garbage on me.
Grim. And the passive for the receiver.
Hau asi. Sano ito ni watashi wa gomi o shitukurareta. I was given garbage by that person. Definitely not a situation. Hashtag F. Politeness levels, arste, dasing. And finally, politeness levels. More layers. Yep, reflecting social hierarchy. For giving from your side, there's nekoye. More casual, sometimes masculine, historically for inferiors or animals plants. Nikoniye do yaru. Give food to the cat, though is common now even for animals, and the super polite version. Sashaju. Humble form for giving to superiors. Okyaku-sama ni otegami o sashaju. I humbly give a letter to my client. Okay. For us, someone gives to you. The honorific is kudasaru, used when a superior gives to you. Kuju ga ono kudasaru. My professor honorably gives me a book. Shows respect for the giver. And for receiving,
Ais itadaku is the humble formal version for receiving from superiors. Olije sensei ni on itadaku. I humbly receive a book from my teacher.
Like Eppa for eating.
Exactly. I humbly receive this food. And it's fine for normal situations, but Aussies adds significant humility and gratitude.
Wow. It's amazing how much social information is packed into just these verbs. The whole gift-giving culture, reciprocity.
It's deeply embedded. Understanding the perspective, the uchisodo, the politeness, it's absolutely key to navigating Japanese interactions smoothly.
A huge step towards sounding natural.
Definitely.
Okay, that was a seriously deep dive. We hit comparisons with Ari and using to avoid repetition, intentions with ar, change with those tricky somewhere nothing phrases, using R for means, and this whole complex world of R and R.
We covered a lot of ground, and grasping these really does shift your Japanese from just understandable to much more natural and expressive. You're conveying perspective, social awareness, not just facts.
It feels like unlocking a new level.
It really is. These aren't just abstract rules, they're how people actually think and communicate.
So the challenge for everyone listening, try to spot these points in real Japanese you encounter. Listen for comparisons, intentions, and especially how people talk about giving and receiving favors.
And maybe think about a recent interaction in your own life. You helped someone. Someone helped you. How would you phrase that using agree or RA? Whose perspective would you take?
Yeah, try describing it from different angles. It's a great way to make these concepts stick.
Keep practicing, keep listening, keep diving deep.
We'll see you on the next deep dive.